Oh, welcome. I'm Dr. Grant Cooper from Princeton Spine and Joint Center. This is Dr. Zinovi Naylor, also from Princeton Spine and Joint Center, and Dr. Adrian Jensen from Active Core.
Hello.
I'm really excited about this video. In this video, we're going to talk about, well, to be fair, Dr. Jensen's going to show us the best exercises that you can do in a streamlined fashion to get really great posture. It's something, obviously, we all, well, most of us have to deal with this rounding of the shoulders and the computer in front of us, and getting the shoulders back and getting good posture is something that we all need to work on and continually work on. So I'm excited to get some exercises, and I turn over now to Dr. Jensen.
So posture is composed of many different things. Your core is pretty important to keep your body upright. You also need to have the space to move your spine to maintain upright posture. And then you need strength in your shoulder blades to keep them back rather than them constantly being tight and pulling forward. And your hip muscles also help you kind of keep that upright posture, whether you're at a standing desk or at a sitting desk. If you're at a sitting desk, you're not really using your hips. So then when you go to stand, sometimes that's a tough thing to maintain upright posture when you're walking because your hip flexors are so tight. So glutes, abdominals, thoracic spine, and upper back muscles, so traps, can really help you reduce your poor posture to improve it and make it a little more upright. So what we're going to start with is some mobility work, so getting your thoracic spine moving. So whoever wants to show their thoracic stiffness or laxity in this book opener stretch is up. All right, so this one you lie on your side, and there's multiple ways to perform thoracic mobility exercises. This happens to be one of my favorite, and the ones I'm showing are minimal equipment needed, so really no equipment except the stuff you have in your house already. So your knees are going to be all the way up. Your arms are going to be out in front of you. Knees up, makes your low back locked out so you're not twisting through your low back, but you're going to really isolate your thoracic spine. You're going to open your top arm all the way to the right, or whichever arm you're starting with, all the way behind you. And you should feel probably a stretch in your pec as well as a stretch in your upper back. Breathe in, breathe out. Relax all the way into that, and you're trying to just really get as much range as you can. If that bothers your shoulder, you could always put your hand behind your head because it might be a little bit tight in that shoulder, and that cuts out the strain on the shoulder joint. And then repeat, come all the way back, and then go back into that stretch. So you're repeating to get your joint more lubricated in your spine. You're holding to stretch out the soft tissue around that joint. So you can hold for a breath in and out, and you can repeat a few times on each side.
Yeah.
All right, so that's that one, T-spine mobility. Core recruitment, I think, is really important while putting some weight through your arms, because if your serratus muscle, the muscles that support your shoulder joint, are active, it helps to relax your upper back and recruit your abdominals at the same time. So this is a bird dog. So I'm going to have someone go on their hands and knees.
Turn it over after this one. Hands and knees.
Good. All right, so hands and knees, you want to find a neutral spine position so that your back is as flat as you can. You can start with kind of a cat-cow to sort of find your end ranges, so all the way rounded, all the way relaxed, and then pull to the neutral point, so between those two. Make sure your weight is evenly dispersed on your hands and your knees, so you're actually weight bearing through your arms and feeling that pressure through your shoulders. Push your body away from your hands without changing your spine position. Yep, you got it, a little bit more, right there. Perfect. So can you maintain your spine being really straight while you raise one arm without shifting your body weight? Perfect. If you can do that, then can you add raising your opposite leg? So raise your right arm, raise your opposite leg, and avoid shifting. So he's a little bit of a shift there, coming down, so I probably wouldn't have him do that because I really want him to make sure he's still. So what if you skip the arm and just do the leg? So raise one leg straight behind you without letting your body shift. Perfect. So that looks a lot better. You might feel your right hip, the one that's on the ground working. You might feel your abdominals kicking in. Then try the other leg. So you feel that shift to the left. So see if you can do that again. Bring the right leg down. Avoid that shift. So you really keep tracking. Yeah, there you go. Good. Nice. So you're feeling your abdominals working,
Yeah.
you're feeling that weight through your arms, your core is probably kicking in, shoulders kicking in.
And then once you feel it, it's after you feel the muscles, I think maybe
You know how to keep track of them.
putting it back in might be
That was way better. Yep.
easier. Yeah.
So sometimes you just need to start easier and then work your way to a little bit more of a challenge.
And then is it more of reps or is it more you want to hold it out here?
So it's more about the moving. If you can stabilize with the dynamic movement, it's not so much about the holds. The hold will make your shoulder fatigued, so no more than like 5 seconds, but keeping it moving will keep reminding the muscles what to do rather than holding it for a long time where they kind of fatigue. And I don't really like holding planks for any amount of time other than 30 seconds. So adding movement reminds your body what to keep doing rather than just leaning on joints.
Yeah.
So that's bird dog. So I do both sides until you're tired. So, all right, we've got thoracic mobility, we've got some bird dogs to get your muscles to extend your body and your abdominals active to keep you all in neutral. The other thing I want to work on is some hip muscles, so glute bridging. Anyone want to do that? Oh, that ends up
on me.
We're laughing because we've done a few videos today.
And he always ends up doing
He
these,
always
but they
ends up
are
with
my
the-
favorite exercise.
And
really
no one does a glute bridge better than Dr. Mayo.
Does a really good one.
That is a...
But the reason we use these so much is because anytime, like, your glutes and your thoracic spine are really the main two parts that make up the core of your body. So if you don't address those and you've got pain in all these places, they're really the main parts that really need attention. It's the foundation.
Everything's built
It's the
on.
core.
Right.
All right, so you're really good at these now. Low back touches the ground. Pick up your toes so you're pushing through your heels. Push down to lift your hips up off the floor. There you go. So on an exhale, you're raising up, making sure your ribs aren't flaring, and then you're not feeling your low back working. Digging your heels down, double checking to make sure your heels are pushing so you actually feel your glute muscles working. Very important. Once you get all those boxes checked, lower and then repeat. And the reason this is important is if a lot of people sit at a desk most of the day, they're not using these muscles. So it's one of the reasons why you can kind of sort of get really tight in your hip flexors. So this is a hip flexor stretch. Everyone who sits for a long time, many of my patients come in saying, oh, my doctor said my hip flexors are really tight. My trainer said my hip flexors are tight. This is a glute activator plus hip flexor stretch.
And something that's so great about these things, I forgot to mention some of, before, is that because we don't use them so much, just by when you first start, you make such quick gains.
Yes.
Right? Because it's something that, going from 0 to 30, you'll start to see the results fast as you do these.
A little bit goes a long way. All right, so that's that one. And then one to kind of culminate it or bring it all together, you're kind of using all of those muscles, is a wall angel. And this is really easy to do when you are at work or when you are sitting at your desk without too much equipment and without having to get on the floor and do something funky.
I'll be the one to embarrass myself on this one.
So you're gonna stand up by the wall.
We both have very tight shoulders.
And then standing a little bit away from the wall so that as much of your spine can become in contact with the wall. So you're kind of tucking, there you go. So low back, upper back, head, as much as it can touch the wall as it can. Bring your arms to the side, and then can you push or reach overhead, keeping your hands as close to the wall as possible. Even if they come off a little bit, you're still gonna feel that work through your upper back, and you're gonna feel your abdominals kick in to keep your low back on the wall, and then inhale to lower down, and then repeat. So you're kind of getting a thoracic spine stretch, you're working your abdominals, and you're working your upper traps and lower traps and mid traps, like all those things. And your neck muscles. So it's all good, and it's really easy to do. I mean, it's simple to do. I'll put simple, not easy.
Right, simple.
Simple. Sometimes simple things, which
Right,
are
like
kind of
this
boring, but they're very effective.
And this, for me, with my back, this helped tremendously when we did this for my back. And one of the things I noticed is my posture got better. Yeah, you feel better. You feel like you're standing up
Taller.
You
grew 2 inches.
And the more you do it, the more it holds.
Yep.
Obviously,
So those are my top
All right,
4.
we've all got our homework then. Thank you so much for walking us through those
you're welcome.
exercises. Thank you for the glute bridges again. And thank you for watching. If you like this video, please remember to click the like button and subscribe to the channel so we can continue to grow. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.